someone said you can eat bread, pasta, whatever in Europe, but when you're eating it here or in America, it's kind of different.
We don't need dessert. None of
We
us
don't, we don't.
We do it because we love it, because it's sweet, it's delicious, it's an addiction.
Doctors Hospital has reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. Your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new, modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnosis and true personalized treatment begin. With locations in Freeport and 8 Mile Rock, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshos.com.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Doctors Hospital podcast, where we connect public health issues to what we do here within the Doctors Hospital healthcare system. My name is Eddie Russell. I am the Learning and Development Specialist within the GLOW office, our hospital's wellness solution. Welcome to our podcast. Today we have in studio Dr. Ranga, who is the formidable general surgeon and laparoscopic specialist for bariatric surgery, which is what we're going to be talking about today. Welcome, Dr. Ranga. Tell us a little bit more about you and what you do within your space.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome.
So my name is Dr. Ranga. I'm the bariatric, among other things, but bariatric is one of my specialties.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been here almost 5 years now in the Bahamas. And as you all know, obesity is a serious problem in the world, in fact.
Yes.
And more so in Bahamas. So according to the latest statistics, the WHO has put Bahamas, I think, at number 4 or number 6 in the world for the incidence of obesity. So the Bahamian population, the incidence of obesity is hovering around 42-43%.
Okay.
Yeah, which means literally 1 in 4 people
Those are some high numbers.
is obese in this country. 1 in 4.
When we talk about, so we talked about bariatric, and you jumped into obesity. Tell the viewers what is bariatric surgery and how it applies to the obesity.
Right. So basically, fundamentally, we should understand the concept of body mass index, known popularly as BMI.
Right.
BMI. So body mass index. So the first step is for us to calculate our BMIs. So the BMI body mass index, basically, it's a ratio between your height and your weight. It's not very accurate, but it's
like
practical.
baseline.
It's baseline. It's practical. So we use that to know if somebody's underweight, normal weight, overweight, obesity, and morbid obesity. So these are the standard acceptable terms
Right.
that the WHO uses in this context. So there's it's actually it's a formula that we use to calculate, but now it's made easy because you got apps on the phone. So you just type in your height and your weight, and it'll automatically calculate and give you the BMI.
Right.
So it's a lot easier. Otherwise, back in the day, we had to actually use the formula and physically, manually calculate it and then come up with a number. So now it's all easy. It's on the phone. Just use any other. Many apps are there.
Okay.
You can just, all you have to do is put in your numbers and it'll give you the BMI.
Yeah.
Right.
I've tried using it online.
You can go online,
You
yeah.
can Google your BMI.
You can Google it. Yeah, it's simple
very
as that.
simple,
It's
yeah.
very simple. So once you get to your BMI, so when you say normal BMI, it's again variable for different regions
Right.
in the world, because as you know, not all of us are the same, right? Like the Asians have a different BMI classifications. The Caucasians have different. So different regions have slightly different of what is normal.
Question: Is it about ethnicity, or is it about like a regional thing?
It is ethnicity, genetic,
Okay.
because Asians are made a different way, the Caucasians are made, because, the genetics are different, basic genetics.
Correct.
Of, the climate, the lifestyles, the diet that we eat, it all goes into what our genetics is made of.
And as we are in the, I want to say we are in the African diaspora in the Caribbean. What is ours, or what should ours kind of be, basically?
Yeah, ours.
What should it be, and what is it? What,
Yeah, but the Caribbean, again, it's a very unique mix. See, if you study the ethnicity of the Caribbean people, I'm sure many of us, history buffs especially, we know, where we came from and all that. And you must remember, the Caribbean people, majority of the Caribbean people have some Indian genes also.
Yes.
If you do a genetic study, vast majority of the Caribbean people have Indian genes in them, some part at least, at some point, right? Because we all came from India and from Africa were the most common people that came here and settled
Right.
about a couple of hundred years ago.
right.
So it's a very unique mix. So we can't really do a BMI specifically for Caribbean people.
Okay.
Right? But because we've been here in this part of the world for so long, and the diet that we all eat here is very similar to the Caucasian diet, like the people eat in the Americas, for example.
Yes.
Right? So we sort of generally come under that classification.
Okay.
Right? Which is not bad. You know why? Because, for example, let me tell you the Asian population. So in India, for example, in Asia, in India now, the BMI criteria is so strict, right? For example, the upper limit of normal in India, for example, is less than 24 BMI, 23 point something to 24. And the moment you cross that number, you'll be labeled as overweight, right? Now here at least it's 25, 25 point something.
We play with it a bit.
Yeah, so one or two, so we can afford to be a little more heavier. So in India and Asia, it's more strict because by nature they are thin people.
Okay.
So for them, just a little
Just a little.
higher than that is then you say overweight and all that. But in the West, it's a little more lenient. So 24 BMI is normal. The 25 upper limit of normal. So when you go above 25 up to 29 BMI, we call it overweight.
Okay.
Right? The moment you touch 30 and you go 30 and above, then the term obesity comes into the picture. Right? So the obesity is defined by the WHO as a person who has a BMI of 30 or above. Simple as that.
Okay.
BMI 30 or above, obese.
And so a person who would be defined by their BMI as obese, how would bariatric surgery assist them?
Yeah. So I'm going to bring in one more term now.
Sure.
So we talk about BMI 30 or above as obesity, right? Now, there's one more term called morbid obesity, right? When you use the word morbid, that means the obesity has gone to the next level. It means that obesity is causing problems, is causing diseases,
Right.
right? Like hypertension and diabetes and sleep apnea and asthma and all of that, right? So the cutoff for that is the BMI of 40. 40 or above. So from 30 to 40 is obesity. So the moment you start 40 and above, and we call it severe obesity or morbid obesity,
Okay.
right? So in that population now, they have not just the fact that you're overweight or that you're obese, you will also have diseases, one or maybe more sometimes, conditions or diseases that is directly related to, that is directly caused by the obesity, right? Like diabetes, hypertension, arthritis, knee pains, joint pains, back pains, neck pains, and you got infertility, inability to
To have kids.
Children.
Children.
And even cancer. Some cancers, like colon and breast and many other cancers, have studied, they've researched it, and there is a direct connection between obesity and cancer.
Wow.
Yeah.
When we look at our population in the Bahamas, just localizing this whole obesity epidemic, where do we stand in terms of how we can use bariatric procedures? What is a bariatric procedure?
Yeah, no, before that, I like that term. I want to emphasize that term that you used, epidemic.
It is an epidemic.
It is an epidemic. Whether you like it or not, it is an epidemic because it's like
We-
any other disease, it's spreading rapidly.
But
Literally.
humans eat. One of the things that I know about us as a country and as a people, like, we love food.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think you touched on it earlier. The proximity to the U.S. makes it so much more easier for us to get food.
Get the food, exactly.
May or may not be of the requisite quality, because when you think of, I was reading the other day, and I saw, I was reading the other day, and I saw that someone said you can eat bread, pasta, whatever in Europe, but when you're eating it here or in America, it's kind of different. It doesn't have the same nutritional value. It tastes differently.
You're absolutely right. For those people who, because I've been there quite often to both these continents, because
And there is a disparity.
there's a huge disparity, not just the cost, but even the quality of stuff. Now the European markets, the regulation, if you randomly just take a bottle of any food item, like I don't know, let's say like tomato paste, for example.
Right.
You take a bottle of Waitrose or any of the British brands or even the German brands, and you compare with another same thing, tomato paste, but from a US brand, right? And just read the label, as simple as that. It's not rocket science. Just read the label on both of them. In the European, you'll have 3 things. You'll have tomato, lime, some blah, blah, blah. That's it.
Yeah.
In the US, you'll have 10 things. You will see it contains grade A this, grade 2 that. It contains soy, it contains lecithin, or it contains all kinds of this, that, this. And only a small portion is the tomato itself. So having been to both of these continents several times, both for my education and for, even for tourism or whatever, there's a big difference.
So it seems we're bearing here. So it seems what we need to do is eat better.
Yeah. Bottom line, end of the day,
Eat better.
we have to grow our own food. That's the key to the whole thing.
Okay.
You cannot depend on imports because you cannot control the quality of what you would like to eat. So the most important part is to try to grow as much as we can our own fruits and vegetables, at least. And what you can't do, you have to import. That's a different story. But at least as much as possible, grow your own food.
As a bariatric surgeon, how often do you see persons coming into your office for procedures?
Right. So the procedure,
And then I guess we can talk about the type of procedures.
Exactly. Yeah. So because many people, they don't really know. That's why they come to me in the first place, which is understandable. Like what person needs what kind of a treatment, because obesity, like I said, there's a lot of classifications, right? A lot of categories. So different classifications of BMIs need different treatments, right? For example, let's say somebody with a BMI of 32, right?
Which is just obese.
Yeah, just bordering on obese, right? Just above obese. And they walk in, I can even tell you by example, because just today, like I had a patient today, just before this talk, right? His BMI was less than 30, let's say less than 33. Let's say 33 round off, right?
Right.
And he wants to lose weight, right? For him, if he loses about, he's a tall guy, so if he loses about like 40, 50 pounds, he's normal, right? And he comes to me and he's so adamant that he's saying he wants the surgery.
Right.
He wants the bariatric surgery, right? Because he doesn't know any better, because he thinks that's the only way out. But I said there's other ways, other things to do.
Right.
Because for you, it's not indicated. It's too much for you, right? Because
it's too extreme.
it's too extreme for you,
Right.
Because you only need 40 pounds, 50 pounds weight loss.
Okay.
So we've got other solutions for that,
Okay.
right? So I understand. So it's good to come and
Find information.
talk to me, talk to the doctor, talk to the bariatric specialist, and get the information going and get what is suited for you.
Right.
Not just all of these are there, but you have to know what is right for you. And it's always better to talk to specialists. Google can only tell you that much, right? But what about you as a person individually? What is best for you? It's better to talk to the bariatric surgeon so we can plan your treatments accordingly. So I advised him, we have other treatments, the surgery is too extreme for you. We have things like, like the unpack or the Manjaro or the gastric balloon. We have other things that can give you your desired weight loss, which is 40 pounds, 50 pounds.
Right.
You really don't need this surgery because then you become underweight, maybe.
Yes.
Because surgery is too much for you.
Yeah.
And why, bother getting cut and
all
the money and everything else put together. So just an example. So it sort of illustrates.
So, in your view, what makes the Caribbean and other Western regions different? We're going back now from European countries when it comes to weight gain. Is it our culture, the traditions that we have, our lifestyle choices?
Yeah, all of that, all of the above. I have to tick all of the above. And another thing I realized is, for me, probably based on my observations, I can make an educated guess as to why this epidemic suddenly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I can take the Caribbean as a good example. Even India, for example, as a good example, right? Now, we as certain ethnicities are used to certain foods genetically that is good for us, good for our atmosphere, environment, weather changes and extremes of temperatures and all of that.
Yeah, epigenetics.
So we are, for hundreds, thousands of years, traditionally, our forefathers, we lived in a certain way. We were physically active in certain ways. We ate certain things, and that suited our body, right? Now, with the so-called globalization, westernization, and all, it's a small world and all that, it's good for certain things, but for this, it's not, because now we got all the junk food, we got all KFC, we got all the whole lot now available in India, right? Now, people now start to eat that. Because they think it's cool, it's it's part of the culture,
It's like assimilation in a sense.
Yeah,
as well.
let's go out and eat this, let's go out and eat that.
Right.
That it is not suited for that genetic set of people. That diet is alien to us, that's foreign to us, right? The moment you see these changes, there's a huge rise, shoot up in obesity now in India itself.
Wow.
And another thing is diabetes also. Yeah. Welcome to the Coca-Colas and all the other sodas and we never had any of that. But as a child, when I grew up in India, we never had any of that. Yeah, you wanted to drink, you make your own drink, you make your own juice or whatever. We have coconuts. Our countries are full of coconuts. We have coconut water. Get all the healthy options. Now, go to the fridge, grab a Coke, grab a soda. So now, believe it or not, India is now the diabetes capital of the world. India is the diabetes capital of the world, and we got a whole like a endemic, even this epidemic of obesity now is big.
Wow.
So bariatric surgery is big in a country like India. You think it's a poor country, you think people have nothing to eat, but on the contrary, not only do they have too much to eat, they're eating the wrong thing, which is not genetically suited for that population. So similar in the Bahamas also, right? So we have African genes, we have Indian genes, we don't belong here. We were brought here from other countries, right? So those genes don't change.
No.
So we should eat what is traditionally healthy for us, what we should have been eating, like what our forefathers did. But here now we became westernized. We have too many other options. We got Italian food, we got American, whatever kind of food, all kinds of food, junk food. And all of that is alien to our bodies.
I like that you illustrated eating for our genetic makeup or our genetic code. And I know that in the Bahamas, we have not been doing that. What do you think some of the health risks are for Bahamians struggling with obesity, but because they have not been eating for their genetic code, I would say. What are the health risks of Bahamians struggling with obesity and that people often overlook, would you say?
Well, I mean, bottom line is, whether we like it or not, it is you are what you eat. That is so apt and relevant here in this situation also. You are what you eat, that's about it. No matter how much you think you exercise, right? It is not a substitute for eating more. See, you would have heard, we all would know, even us, even people, our friends, everybody, I ate too much today, I'm going to go and exercise. You've heard people saying so much, or that you go to a party and then you think, somebody, are you going to eat all that? It's too much. It's too much.
In the morning.
No, I'm going to work in the morning, which is completely wrong. I admit I've done it too. We all human, we all have done it, including myself, but it's wrong. you cannot possibly burn all of those extra calories that you think you can by overeating. Because those calories are way too much. You can, if you run for 10 hours, can you do that?
No, I wouldn't.
Where's the time? Where's the energy? We got to go to work. We got other things to do. We got families to take care of or whatever, right? So there's no question of I'll eat more and I'll exercise more. No.
So I guess the question I could again then ask is, how can bariatric surgery be a part of the solution when it comes to obesity?
Yeah, so obesity. So there's many solutions to the obesity problem. Like I said before, depending on the BMIs and all that. And all of the solutions include diet control and exercise. In that order. Diet
So
control
watch
is
what you
always
eat
number one. Diet
and
control is always
say
number
move,
one.
keep
Yeah.
moving.
And people always ask me another question, right? If you have to choose between these two, diet control and more exercise more. In these two, I know you said you need both,
Right.
but you have to choose between one, right? What would it be? Hands down, it is definitely always diet control,
Okay.
right? Even if you can't
That's what I
exercise.
subscribe to sometimes.
Exactly. Even if you can't, even if you can't exercise for whatever reason. See, some people haven't the time for it,
Right.
or let's say the opportunity for it, or some of the older people we know have knee pains and other pains that prevent them from doing their jogging or walking or running or whatever, right? So for whatever reason, let's say you can't exercise, it's okay as long as you keep the diet control.
Right.
It's as simple as that. If you know you're not going to burn up the calories the next day, then eat less, or skip a meal, or go with liquids. Substitute one meal for liquids, for example. So I've learned to do that. I learned because I know, let's say I'm traveling, I'm on holiday for like 2-3 weeks and I can't exercise, there's no time or energy to exercise. Then I eat less. I skip a meal or eat less to compensate for that. So diet is all important, there's no question about it.
I had a question about if losing weight is about just willpower, but I want to also ask if there are. I mean, and then we touched on the biological and the cultural implications of losing weight. Talk to us about the misconceptions around obesity and why surgery is sometimes necessary.
Yeah, surgery is definitely necessary. It's got a role in the treatment of obesity. It's already been established, studied, scientifically proven. All the Googlers can Google. You got tons of information. Yeah, it's not. Don't take my word for it. Just Google yourself. There's a lot of research articles. So many thousands and thousands of obese people have been studied between those who had the surgery done and the benefits that they had versus the obese people who didn't have the surgery done, and what did they face. So the biggest studies to date is they call it the SOS study.
Okay.
Yeah, it's called the Swedish obesity study.
Okay.
In Sweden, they studied I think it's more than 10,000 patients, 10,000 subjects, right? They compared treatment versus no treatment. Similar BMI, morbidly obese patients, treatment versus no treatment, right? And there were huge benefits for the people who actually underwent the surgery. Like for example, they lost the weight. Their comorbid conditions, we call them, like diabetes, hypertension, all of that got relieved. At least, if not completely gone, at least it was better controlled.
Right.
At least that much, right?
Because management is important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the best part is, another surprising finding, the lifespan of the obese people who had the treatment was longer, basically. Lifespan is longer than the obese subjects who didn't get the surgery, right? And what is the average lifespan benefit they got was 12 years.
Wow.
So
12 years added.
12 years were added to your life, average, for the people who had the surgery versus people who didn't. So today, even though the SOS study was like quite old, but to this day, there's never been a more exhaustive or a very accurate, very well conducted study in such a large number of patients. So I always like to quote that study.
How accessible is this bariatric surgery in the Bahamas, and how does it compare to how when we do it here in Doctors Hospital in comparison to the rest of the world?
Right. So, as far as the Bahamas concerned, like I said, I've been here 5 years. We've been running the bariatric surgery program. Now, before me, my predecessor, my senior colleague, Dr. Degas, who's now the president of the hospital, I'm sure many of the old timers know that But the new generation, they don't know that, right? So he was a pioneer. He was a surgeon to start with, of course. And he was a pioneer in these parts because he brought bariatric surgery as a structured program right here in Doctors Hospital for the Bahamas. And he was practicing himself for quite some time. I think 7-8 years. I think he was doing his the bariatric practice. Back in the day when he was doing it, the lap band
Was the thing.
was a thing back in the day. Lap band was a big thing. So Dr. Diggers actually went and trained with the surgeon, who was an African American, by the way. He was the inventor of the lap band.
Wow.
Was an African American.
So he got it. Dr. Diggers got it from the source.
From the source, Dr. Fobi. Dr. Fobi was the guy. He went with him. He trained him. In fact, he actually invited Dr. Fobi to come down here
Oh, love.
to this country.
Yeah.
And all that. So I must say that he did a lot of pioneering work to help to solve the obesity problem here in the Bahamas. And then when he was retiring, I came into the picture. We had several conversations, meetings, and he said, "You're the best guy for the job. I'm retiring. Just take over the work." So I'm actually quite proud that he chose me to come down here. And because before this, I was working in the Cayman Islands, which is again a similar, it's a Caribbean country also, and we have similar problems there.
Yeah.
So I was running the bariatric surgery program there. And then on the invitation of Dr. Diggers, I came here, and then I've been here already 5 years now. And it's slow progress, but it's still progress. We're still trying to, get the awareness out for people to encourage people to come in, get help. At least for a start, have a conversation.
Right.
The first step in all of this is to accept you have a problem. That's the first step. Because in my experience, because I've been doing this for 15 years in India and even before coming here, right? And the one common thread that I see in all of these patients is the first step. Acknowledge that you have a problem and you need to get help. I'm sick and tired of lugging this weight around. I need to change my life around. I want to be more healthy for my kids, for myself, for everyone else, right?
It's quality of life.
Exactly. The moment you realize that and come to the doctor, enter the door, everything else is easy. Everything else is easy. It's getting the patients or the people, the first step to come to the door. That's what I realized. That's the common thread that I realized.
So we provide world-class surgery here at Doctors Hospital in the bariatric space. When you talk about, and I want to go back to this question, the different types of bariatric procedures, because I know you had indicated that at different levels, different procedures would be used. What are the procedures? Could you kind of identify the groups that they would apply?
Yeah. So let's start with the lowest BMI, for example. Yeah.
Right.
So the least invasive procedure, would be the gastric balloon. Yeah, we call it the gastric balloon. So because that's what it is. It's basically a glorified balloon, but of course it's made of medical grade, silicone and this and that. So basically we put the balloon, place it in the stomach, and inflate it to about half a liter of fluid. Now, the balloon sits in your stomach for the minimum of 6 months up to 1 year, right? It sits there, occupying space, right? So because it's occupying space, your brain thinks that you're full. Because the brain is fooled into thinking that there's something there. You're full all the time. It's already full.
Something's in there.
Yeah, something is there. The brain cannot decide if it's food or not.
Right.
All it knows is something is full there. So it will not trigger your hunger mechanisms. And it'll make you think that you're full always. So you don't feel like eating or drinking too much. Right? Simple procedure, simple mechanism. And because of that, you tend to snack less, you tend to eat less because you're already satisfied. And because you eat less, you lose weight.
And which BMI?
It's simple as that.
Would that apply?
So that is good for people below 40.
Below 40.
Below 40. Like I said, if you remember, I said 40 was the cutoff for the morbid.
Yeah.
So anything below 40, 30 to 40.
Right.
That BMI class, we can offer the gastric balloon.
Okay.
Right? Because the weight loss you'll get from that is about 40 to 50 pounds average.
Okay.
So for 30 to 40 BMI subjects, that loss is enough.
Okay. So if you are obese, the gastric balloon may possibly be a procedure you might want to.
We can recommend the gastric balloon for those patients. Again, if they are like, let's say some people come and they're like, 400 pounds, for example. I say, doc, I want the gastric balloon. Then I would say, no, it's not enough for you. In your situation, you need the gastric sleeve or the bypass or any one of those surgical procedures.
So go to them.
Right?
The
So
gastric-
now the procedures, yeah. So the simplest surgery for bariatric, for weight loss, is called the gastric sleeve.
Right.
Right? Because if you remember, I said earlier, the lap band was the simplest procedure, but now it's not done anymore. It has been banned in many countries because over the years they see a lot of complications, and the weight loss pattern is unpredictable. Some people lose too much, some people lose too less. We can't control it. So for all those reasons, nobody ever uses the lap band anymore,
Okay.
and so that's out of the market now. So because that is not there anymore, now the gastric sleeve is now the most popularly performed procedure in the world, bariatric surgery procedure. And that's the basic procedure we can do for weight loss.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's very simple now. So this basically gastric sleeve, we reduce the size of the stomach. Right? Now when I say stomach, I don't mean tummy. Tummy is the colloquial word that we use for your entire
Abdominal area.
abdomen. So the abdomen is the scientific word.
Right.
Right? So tummy means abdomen. When I say stomach, I mean stomach, the organ.
The organ.
Specifically inside the abdomen.
Yes.
Right? So the abdomen is the whole thing, scientific word. And the stomach is one part inside.
Okay.
Like the other would be the esophagus, the food pipe, the small intestine, large intestine, we have pancreas, we have liver and all. So all of that together form the
Form the
abdomen,
abdominal cavity, right.
abdominal cavity, abdomen or tummy.
Yes.
So when I say balloon in the stomach, it doesn't mean just generally in there somewhere. It means specifically in the organ called stomach,
Right.
right? And then gastric sleeve also means specifically reducing the size of the organ stomach, right? So people think it's like plastic surgery or cosmetic. Doc, do you cut off all the fat?
No.
Like
So this isn't cosmetic at all.
It's hanging there, it's hanging here. But do you cut off all that? I said, no, that's not it at all, right? We don't touch anything on the outside. It's all on the inside. The surgery is performed on the organ called stomach,
Right.
right?
Which BMI would that fit?
Yeah, so anything above 40.
Anything above 40.
40.
Okay.
And we can arbitrarily, there's no specific limit for it, but we could say something like 40 to maybe 50, 55,
Okay.
we can offer the gastric sleeve.
Okay.
So beyond that, we can talk about the other stuff called bypass.
All right.
That's the other. So basically, bariatric surgery, there are about 10 to 15 procedures described. 10 to 15 procedures, yeah?
But the most common ones are those three.
Just these two.
Okay.
The bypass, and then they got the modifications of the bypass.
Okay.
And then gastric sleeve.
Okay.
So, and some of the others are too radical. A lot of experimentation has been going on, and but you must remember, it's not just about the weight loss. You must have a good quality of life as well, right? So there are some drastic bariatric procedures.
Lifestyle changes once you would have experienced or had the surgeries needs to be undertaken.
Oh yeah. So when you join the program, it's not just the surgeries to start with. So you join the program, and you start with spending several months. We recommend several months, yeah, which is the international standard, right? Before the surgery, we spend several months with our counselors, with our psychology, with our dietitians, yeah. And if they have diabetes and other stuff, we need the endocrinologist too, because we have all of them on our team.
Okay.
Right? Now, many of these obese subjects, they will have maybe heart problems. So we have a cardiologist on board. And lung problems, sleep apnea is very common, asthma is very common in obese people. So we have a pulmonologist on board who does the assessment of the lungs, who does your sleep study, puts you on a CPAP so you can sleep better, breathe better. So we have to take care of all of these things before we get to the actual surgical part.
Okay.
Right. So basically, we want to optimize the patients mentally and physically, right? To
I like the
make them
holistic
fit.
view.
Holistic view.
Yeah.
It's all a teamwork. It's not just one person.
Yeah.
And again, many people don't know that. They just walk in and, doc, I want the gastric sleeve.
Yeah. They don't know.
I'm free next week. Can we do it?
Yes.
Like, I mean, you can't blame them.
No, they don't know. I mean,
they don't know any better.
If you don't know better, you can't do better or
yeah.
make an informed decision.
Yeah. So they come to me, and then I will say, no, that's not how it works. It takes months, several months, in fact, of preparation. And you have to go through the whole thing. It's not like surgical. It's not like cosmetic. just do a little Botox there, I get my wrinkles out, go back to work. No. This is hard work. This is how you have to put in the hard work, because it takes many, many years for you to reach that weight. So you can't overnight lose 200 pounds, right?
Right.
So you need to go back, rewind time literally, undo all the bad things you've been doing. You have to put in the hard work. You have to suffer a little bit. No pain, no gain kind of a situation.
I have a question about patients, and how do patients know if they're a candidate for bariatric surgery, and what does the evaluation process look like? I know you touched on the evaluations and all the other moving parts that are a part of it, but how does one determine whether or not they are a candidate?
Yeah, the first step is like I said, once you get hold of the fact that you need help and you want to lose the weight, you will come and see me, right? And I will assess you like this, like I said, the BMI, for example. And I'll ask you about if you have other conditions like I spoke about earlier, the diabetes and hypertension, reflux. Reflux is a very common condition that obese people have. So I will thoroughly assess you, not just the obesity. What else do you have?
Right.
Right. If you're a woman, or even when men also have infertility, because sperm count is low in obese people. In women, infertility, because they have PCOS is very common in obese women. So I have to ask all of those questions. Other than the obesity, do you have anything, other diseases that can be directly connected to the obesity? So we do complete assessment. Then I will see, okay, you're a BMI of more than 40 and you have this, and all of that. Then I'll say, okay, this is what you need to do. You need to get a sleep study. You need to get your sleep apnea sorted out. Your heart is weak. I'll refer you to the cardiologist. He'll put you on pills, whatever, get that sorted out. And then you start the program with the dietitian and counseling also. Because it's a mental thing, many of, food addictions and all that.
Yeah.
So you need to mentally change the whole
Your
eating,
brain.
because most of us eat not to sustain ourselves. We can get by with very little. The human body, we can get by with, as long as it's a balanced diet. You need the right amount of carbs, right amount of proteins, right amount of minerals, right amount of vitamins, right amount of everything, which is not much at all to survive, right? Let's take dessert, for example.
Right.
Do you really think the body needs dessert?
I mean, it's delicious.
We don't need dessert. None of
We
us
don't.
We do it because we love it, because it's sweet, it's delicious. It's an addiction. Whether we like it or not, we all are addicted to something or the other in our lives.
I need a treat.
That's exactly what. Yeah. So you treat yourself. Okay, you did something. Okay, I don't know. In your work, you did something great. Or you made money today. Let's go out and celebrate.
Yeah.
So it's just an excuse to pig out.
Yeah. It really is.
So the body does not need the sugars. The body does not need dessert, for example. So all of that is extra because we have the money, we have the ways and means to do it. So we go out and eat it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have a birthday, let's do a cake.
Oh, you can't have a birthday without a cake, Dr. Ranga.
Exactly. But the question is, do you need any of those desserts, right? Any of those sweet things to sustain life? No, we don't.
Yeah.
So all of that excess. So you really need to cut out all of that, learn to eat right, mentally, physically, before the surgery itself.
Yeah.
Only then the surgery is successful. And then after surgery, now, okay, you can't eat all this because your stomach is so small. You can only eat little portions throughout the whole day. So now, because your mind is already used to it, because you already spent a few months in the program.
Right.
Now you already know what you're going to do, what you're going to expect after the surgery. So it becomes much more smoother and much more easier for them to continue the lifestyle after surgery. Because it's not the weight loss, you have to keep it down.
Yeah.
You lose the weight, you lose 80 pounds, 100 pounds after the surgery in a year. And after that, what happens? Can I go back to eating the same way? No, you can't. You have to keep that going lifelong.
I meant to ask, how long after the surgery does the mental health aspect continue for?
Yeah, that's the thing. If you're prepared well before the procedure, you spend time, few months, several months, you're already well prepared. Mentally, physically, you're prepared to take on all the challenges that you will have after the procedure. Yeah. But many patients come back to me and say, Doc, let's take sweets, let's take dessert, for example, chocolate, for example. Doc, I cannot go a single day without chocolate, Doc. But after the procedure, I can't explain why. I don't need chocolate. I don't even like chocolate anymore.
Yeah.
So you see, so a lot of things change mentally because of that small stomach and all that hard work that you put in, all those months and months of hard work that you put in before the procedure.
Yeah.
Many people come and say it's refreshing because I don't need. I'm looking at the chocolate. I got no inclination,
desire to have
no
it.
desire to have it.
Love it.
So, but these things you really can't explain.
Yeah.
Why that particular person had that kind of a feeling.
Yeah.
And some people come up, doc, I used to hate this before. Now I like it. Or I loved this before. Now I hate it. So it's very interesting when you start noticing all these little things.
Yes.
It's unpredictable. I don't know that person is going to behave that way. I don't know but it happens though. We see that, yeah.
Why would one, what are the benefits of actually having this procedure done here as opposed to abroad?
Right, good question. Really good question, because there are many people who are going abroad. Many I find them when I ask them, why did you go abroad? Didn't you know that we have the program here? The number one response to that is, doc, if I know it was here, if I had known, I would not have gone. So many people are not aware.
So
that
they just don't know that we
they
have
just
it.
don't know that we have it.
Yes.
It obviously hasn't reached the right people, the right circles, so to speak. So that's the number one reason. And then the number two reason is the cost factor, right? The cost factor, that's always been a sore thumb, right? In healthcare itself, in general.
So is the cost.
The cost against health. There's too much, there's too less. Doctors charge too much, hospitals charge too much. And then, so how do you put a figure on your life or on your health? So that has always been the controversy, right?
Right.
So many people go overseas to certain countries. I don't want to name them because I'm sure there are good people there. But that depends on what you're willing to spend.
How much of you value your life?
Value is always there. The good surgeon always charges good money. That's the way it's going to be. Like any product, you want to buy a good car, it costs money.
Yeah.
So
I want you to do my surgery. I don't know what you're doing. If ever.
But the benefits of doing it here is, if you put the cost aside, of course, is that, of course, we are always here to support you. And when you go abroad, there's no support before or after the procedure. I know this for a fact because there are many people who went abroad, had the surgery, and came back to us
To manage it.
after that.
Yeah.
The wounds, the thing, doc, I went there, they did the surgery, they sent me home the next day, I flew out, and I'm in the airport now, and the pain is too much, I'm vomiting now. What should I do?
Wow.
What should I do? Because they flew me out the next day or in 2 days or whatever, right? Now they can't go back. They're not going to take them back because they're done with it. They took your money, they did the surgery, that's the end of it.
So it's more, I would
Then they
say
would end up with us. Then we would calm them down, put them in the hospital, rehydrate them, give them the medications, and try to analyze and see what's going on. And then they settle down, and they say, "Okay, doc, from now on, I will come to you for me and my team, basically."
Yes.
So that happens all the time. So, but some patients are fine. That's all. I should also mention that.
No.
Some patients are also fine.
In fairness.
But there's a whole bunch of patients who, and then they come back to us and they spend some months with us to try to, because they don't respond to you after the surgery is done.
I think what I'd like to highlight, based on what you're saying, is that at Doctor's Hospital you would get the client-centered care that you deserve and need, through having gone through this procedure both before and after.
Exactly.
Well, before, during, and after.
Yeah, because all is important. Right. Yeah, you fly abroad. They don't care about are you prepared well enough? Did you spend those few months with the dietitian, with the counseling, with this, with that? Is your diabetes under control? Is that under control? So they're not bothered about that. They fix a date. That's the payment. Pay up. Get the surgery done. End of story.
I know we have 5 minutes on the clock, and now it's not 5 anymore. But I have 2 questions, and I think these are very important because these kind of wrap up what it is that we're talking about. So beyond surgery, what weight management requires ongoing support? Weight management requires ongoing support. How successful have your patients been in changing their lifestyle? And in cases where they have not been successful in lifestyle changes, what went wrong?
Yeah, that's a really good question at this point because I know many people, even today's patients, for example, he said, "Doc, I know my BMI is not enough for surgery or whatever, but I need the weight off. I tried I tried all kinds of diets and this and this. It's just not working. So I'm prepared to get the surgery. So now that's the view of a man who's broken. He's broken. He's tried. He's discouraged now at this point. So now, as a surgeon, I should not fall for that.
Right.
And say, okay, you want the surgery? You can pay for it. Okay, get the surgery done. I'll do it. I can't do that. I can't fall for that trap.
No.
It's my duty to tell him again very clearly, nope, surgery is not for you. Don't waste your money on it. Instead, join the program. I'll put you onto the right people. You need to get your mind in order. It can be done, will be done. So I encourage them to do that. And then once they get into the program, and over time they change their mindset and they realize that you've been trying, but the wrong way.
Yes.
You need to get in with the professionals who know what is wrong with you, who will analyze you and who knows what you're doing wrong at what time, and they will. I mean, they as in my team basically, right? Will bring them down nicely, try to analyze what they eat and what they don't eat. So I said, don't do this, but instead eat this. Take this out of your diet and add this. So just makes us little changes, but remember, it's got to be done over time.
Right.
For somebody who's like, for example, we've seen people who drinks 10 cans of soda every day. I see that quite often in my practice. Yeah. When you analyze what they eat or drink in a day, 10 cans of soda, right? That alone is enough to make you morbidly obese. Because all the sugars, all of the sugars will get converted to fat because you're not going to use them for sure, right? Now, if I tell him or her, right, this is all bad for you, from tomorrow onward, or from now onward, the moment you leave my office, I want you to stop drinking 10 cans of soda. It's not possible. It's like a cocaine addict. It's not. You can't do it. You can't. For somebody who's been addicted to a drug for 10 years, for example, you can't say next day they get withdrawal symptoms. They get side effects. They get all kinds of other issues. The body can't take it, and it's detrimental. So any addiction cannot be stopped overnight. You have to ease it out. Food is the same. So my team will tell them, okay, you drink 10 cans of soda. How about from now, drink 7 cans of soda. Don't stop it, it's fine. Drink 7 instead of 10. So the patient will do that for the next couple of weeks, right? They come back to us. How's that? Doc, you're right, I'm okay with 7. Right. Now do 4. Couple of weeks.
So it's
not going to kill you. Yeah, it's not going to kill you. Just leave it at that. Win. Come back, I'm okay with 4 cans. Now do 1 can. And then do 0. So in a couple of months, we already taken him out of the entire 10 cans. And he's already lost weight. And that's encouraging for him. Just by stopping the drinking of 10 cans of soda, he's already lost 10 pounds, 20 pounds in those 2-3 months. So he knows this directly, the
direct effect.
The direct effect of this, stopping this, I can see straight away. So now you get more encouraged. And you know the thing works. And now you can tell him to stop this, stop that. And he's going to trust you on this. He's going to do it. And then the results are encouraging. He knows that.
So he has developed the willpower when it comes to weight management.
That's why we need that preparation before the surgery. You need that. When you go overseas, you can't do that. No, they're not going to advise you all of these things. You're not going to spend months and months. Not for that cost that you pay them.
No.
So it's expensive because of all of these services.
It's inclusive.
It's inclusive of all of these, yeah.
Well, Dr. thank you so much for being on this podcast with us today. This was entirely informative for me, and I'm hoping for all of the viewers who are listening and watching now that we have a full studio now. So on behalf of myself and my producer, Gali, thank you so much for tuning in to the Doctors Hospital podcast. Join us next time for another riveting and informative episode where we talk about what happens in society and how it applies to us and the Doctors Hospital healthcare system. Thank you for joining us. Take care.
Welcome to Doctors Hospital West, your trusted healthcare partner. Our warm and friendly staff ensure a positive start to your visit. Kindly complete this form. Relax in our comfortable waiting area where we prioritize timely care. Our compassionate medical team addresses a range of urgent healthcare needs. We provide on-site lab and imaging services for quick and accurate diagnosis. Your health is our priority, and we're here every day to serve you. To learn more, visit our website or give us a call. Doctors Hospital, trusted and best care now in the West.